Russ, great to see you. Well, here it is. It's come down to this, the whole season depending on one match. How confident are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel excited, anxious, scared of what's to come. I think it's a natural feeling to have, regardless of how many times you've been in this situation or not. And I think the moment I lose that sense of butterflies is probably the time I should stop doing the job that I do. So I can come out here and say, yeah, we're feeling good, there's no nerves and all that, but it'd be a complete lie. And it'd be the same for the players. So there will be some nerves, there will be some excitement, there'll be some tension in the legs for both teams, both coaching staffs, both sets of fans, because it's a huge game. But what a game to look forward to, what a game to be involved in at our place. So yeah, that overriding feeling is one, I just want the game to come. I feel like the preparations have gone really, really well, and the team is in a good place. But a team that embraces the feeling they have and deals with that the best will win. I really believe that.
Will the team be in a better place with Shay Adams? Is he fit to play?
He's in a good place. He's in a much better place than he was, and he's given everything he can to be fit for the game.
Starting.
We'll wait and see.
The club have called for the fans to bring the noise, be early and wear the stripes. How important are the Saints fans going to be in a sold-out stadium tomorrow?
Yeah, they're the most important people in the club. They will be here long beyond any of the players and myself. Tomorrow they need to help. They need to help the most important people tomorrow, the boys on the pitch, and I've got no doubt they will. We've had some really, honestly, some amazing moments here, some amazing feelings this season. And the connection between the team and the supporters has been really, from the start of the season to now, has grown so much. And it's something that I'm really grateful for, and the players are really grateful for. And I've got no doubt tomorrow that they will bring a lot of energy, and the team has to bring a lot of energy to make sure that they give them something to cheer about and really get behind. And I said it all season, we need to make them proud of the team on the pitch.
Yeah, and a lot of those fans will be expecting you to finish the job tomorrow. You were 12 points above West Brom, you beat them twice. Do you agree you have the advantage after the first leg?
We'll wait and see. I just think it's never easy.
What about the game here in November? Because even though you beat them, they caused you a lot of problems, didn't they? They hit the woodwork, they had more shots, more corners. How mindful of that are you? Yeah,
I think we're a very different team to what we were then, in terms of when I watched that game back and the people we have in certain positions. It's a very different team, very different mentality. We've played them in 3 games. They've all been close games. We had a really brilliant performance away from home in the league at their place. And they've all been close, and I expect this one to be close again. So I don't think the game, when was that, what month that was in?
November.
Yeah, I don't think that has any real standing, or we've watched it because it's important for us to watch it and see what problems they cause us, but apart from that I don't think it has any real impact on what happens tomorrow night.
You're training here tonight, will you practice penalties? Do you expect it to go to extra time or beyond?
I don't know what to expect. I have no expectation apart from my players to run as hard as they possibly can, to fight as hard as they possibly can, and then what will be after that. We have practiced and prepared for every situation and scenario we can think of, but again, you can't ever really replicate an occasion like that and the emotion and feeling that comes with that. So of course, yeah, you prepare as the best you possibly can, and then you give it all up, and you trust the work and you trust the detail and hope it comes off.
Will you and they all be sleeping well tonight?
I haven't slept well for about 10 months, so but no, you know, it's to feel the responsibility in this job, to take a club like this into this game is huge, and is a huge privilege as well. I'm extremely grateful for it, but yeah, it's a big responsibility. So and I'm sure the players feel some of that as well. But it's honestly when you embrace that and you accept the sacrifice that comes with that, and the stuff that you have to give up a little bit in other areas of your life, for sure, when you're all in on something. When you embrace that and accept that, to then go and make it all worthwhile, this is a game where you have a chance to go and do that. So yeah, it's a big challenge, but it's one I think the team can definitely do, and the challenge is to be ourselves always the team we want to be, and to do that on an occasion like this is if we do it, if we're able to do that, we can have a really brilliant night.
And just finally, on the other game tonight, are you rooting for your own club?
I'm watching with interest because it's something that we might be involved in beyond tonight. So that's it. Yeah, we'll wait and see.
Great stuff. Good luck.
Thank you.
You've spoken about how much it meant to you as a player to go through this process and lead a side through the playoffs and go up, the excitement it provides and the memories. But what can you teach your players or help them with regards to handling the occasion tomorrow night? Because there's not a lot of sudden death football played throughout the 9-month season or even every season. So how can you, what would you be saying to them to help them deal with it?
I think it's really important to feel what they are going to feel and not pretend like I didn't feel nervous and all that stuff is a completely natural thing. To then not be overcome with that and to then not let that emotion dictate what you do. I remember playing the final at Wembley and seeing my family in the crowd in the warm-up, and I had tears in my eyes and thinking, I've got to play a game in 35 minutes, and then finding a bit of peace in the dressing room before going out, and then understanding actually I've done this hundreds of times, thousands of times since I was a kid. So I think the players, to not tell them to not feel things, but to feel it, and then make them really aware and understand what's going to be important around that. So we spoke about it a lot. They have a brilliant understanding of that, and they're really honest about how they feel, what they feel on the pitch. The same way as we tried to learn from Sunday with their input in a huge way, because we see a game in a certain way, but then to understand how they feel during that game and what's going on around it, and to contextualise it emotionally is really important. It's so important. So we'll try and help them in the best way, and I've lived that, I've been there, and hopefully in some way we'll be able to impact and help the players with that.
I guess I ask that because, of course, pacing yourself through 90 minutes is hard enough as a footballer when your adrenaline's kicking, but pacing yourself with the added pressure and the nervousness and the tension that will be in the ground. I mean, do you own that and embrace and just go with it, or do they have to try and control themselves a little bit?
No. Yeah, I don't like the word control. There's no pacing yourself in any game of football, I don't think. So then certain things will dictate how games pan out and your performance. But I think when we've been at our best here, especially this season, the team has come with energy and aggression from the very first minute. And if that means we have to take 5 players off and bring 5 players on to finish the game because they are dead on their feet and on their knees because they can't run anymore, is the best way. So run as aggressive and as hard as you can, attack the game with discipline and structure in our way, but attack the game until you can't anymore, and then your mate will come on and help finish the game off is the only message in a game like this, really.
Have the players taken comfort from the fact that it felt like West Brom threw everything at you, especially early, and you held out, you made your own course, your own problems, got control of the game again? Does that help the players' confidence going into this, that they know they can stand up to what West Brom?
Yeah, I think the players have taken a lot from going to the 2 teams with the best home form in the league, at Leeds and West Brom, in the last 2 games, and really the moments we've had to suffer to really suffer together and stick together and fight and defend properly with a brilliant mentality, and to stop things coming in the box, and when they do come in the box to deal with them. We don't want to be that team that just sets out to do that. But in games like this, you have to accept there will be a moment, especially away from home, and that moment came really early at the Hawthorns, and the players weathered it brilliantly and came out of it with composure and calmness. So I want us to make them suffer as much as we possibly can, of course. But if we have a moment where we have to really dig deep, and we will do, then I think the players have taken a lot from that in the last couple of weeks, and it'll be good for us.
Just finally, how do you expect them to be against you? Do you expect them to be cagey because they're away from home? Have you any idea how you feel Carlos will do it, or will you just actually wait to see and expect your players to react to what goes on? Yeah,
I don't know. So I could come out here and say, yeah, we know exactly what Carlos is going to do, and be lying to you. So he's a really excellent coach. Played against him a lot of times now, so you try and take as much from them games as you possibly can. But it's about us, and it's about our approach, and making sure the players are ready for whatever approach they have. But it's about making sure that as much as we can, the game is played in the way we want it to be played. And then if we play that way, it will negate their approach in some way anyway, and they may have to change. So I'm looking forward to it. We will make the best educated guess we possibly can to prepare the players. But it's about us. We're at home with our fans. We have one game to get to the biggest game. It's an amazing opportunity. And the challenge is to be us, to be the team we want to be, to bring the identity of the team on the pitch. And that takes a huge amount of courage in any situation, but more than ever tomorrow. And if we do that, I think we'll have a really brilliant night.
Cool. So we'll move on for the section for 10:30 this evening.
Russell, thanks for doing this. Just wanted to ask about a training session today. Is that coming after this, and is it just simply to replicate the conditions of tomorrow night as much as possible?
Yeah, I think it's just to get a feeling together. We've done a lot of work, so it's not like a really physically strenuous session today. It's reinforce a few really key principles for us tomorrow night. Yeah, and we decided with the players to do it in this way and to help us prepare for the game in the best way. And I think hopefully it will.
We ran a small campaign just asking for supporters to send in messages to sport. We had more than 600 written in. I think that you'll probably feel everyone right behind you tomorrow evening, and that must be so nice for a manager and the players especially.
Yes, I'm looking forward to the atmosphere. I feel there's a real, but I felt that for a long time inside the club, that there's people really desperate for us to do well and really willing to do anything to help us. And tomorrow night more than ever. So I'm excited for the occasion and what's to come, and I hope we can give people, as I've said before, a really nice moment for them to enjoy at their club with their people, and ultimately leads then to another really special moment. So we have to take care of this one first and not even think about that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
You mentioned people inside the club. I just wanted to ask about whether you had conversations with Phil or Henrik this week, and if you have, has it been as simple as just good luck in all the best?
Yeah, we have lots of chats all the time. Rasmus as well, and Dragon, and they're really good people, and they care a lot about the club, and I think they feel more connected to the club than they have done since they've owned it, which they should, because they're really invested in it and they're really passionate about it. So yeah, Phil, Henrik, myself, Rasmus, we've all been together this week discussing various things, not just the game, but you have to plan as well for a lot of different permutations right now going into the summer. So yeah, it takes up a lot of time, but they're also really aware that the main focus is for us as a group of coaching staff is this game. So they've been really respectful about that, and they just want to help in any way they possibly can. So yeah, we have a great relationship. I enjoy working with them a lot. And they've been really, really supportive, and I think as a manager, it's all you can ever ask for, really. So I think the club is in really, really good hands with good people. I think that's important, and I hope we can give them a moment to enjoy as well, because they put a lot of hard work in to get to this point.
I think we've seen a lot of former players have platforms and podcasts. One of the things they often talk about, I've heard a few times, is that a late game isn't always preferable to a 3 o'clock kickoff. There's a lot of sitting around waiting, sort of waiting for things to happen. In a game of this magnitude as well, what does tomorrow morning look like for a player when they know that they've got such a big evening ahead?
Yeah, nervous energy, of course, you'll have some throughout the day. But the morning will look different for everyone. Some will wake up for breakfast, some won't. Some will go for a walk, some won't. And then we'll have lunch together, and then they'll chill out. Some will watch a film, some will sleep, I'm sure. It's really individual. It's whatever you prefer, whatever you want to do. And then we'll have moments together where we make sure everyone's relaxed and calm, but aware of the situation and what's to come. And then it's about stepping over the white line. What I would say is I always prefer an evening kick-off in terms of atmosphere. Yeah, as a player and as a manager. Don't know, there's something about it. And yeah, I think the atmosphere is going to be pretty good tomorrow. So I think we can all look forward to that and make sure we really enjoy the occasion, but you don't enjoy it if you don't win. So to enjoy it, we have to win, and we have to bring the best version of ourselves on the pitch. And if we do that, as I've said, we can have a really great night.
I'll just take a couple of quick ones away from the game itself. Alex McCarthy, we haven't really asked you about him much this year. Now he's come back into the team. We know that he's out of contract in the summer. Has there been any sort of conversation about what that might look like in the year, or do you expect him to move on?
I think just letting Al focus on his football, really, and letting him perform. And he's been fantastic, honestly. He's been so good since he come in the team. Real calming influence, been great with his feet, great with his hands. He was massive on Sunday, dealing with set pieces and long throws. We're going to need that again for sure. So, yeah, I think for now the focus on everyone, Shay, Alex, Stu, it's just about getting the team and the club promoted. That has to be the aim. and then whenever the season finishes, hopefully not for another 10 days or so, then we'll all sit down. But there's been conversations throughout the year, so everyone's really clear the situation's not been like a silence and then it's going to be a surprise or anything. So I think, yeah, a lot will depend on what happens, and the players know that, and it's in everyone's benefit to win this game tomorrow night and do everything they possibly can to do that, and then we'll cross the bridge that comes to it when the season ends on the contracts.
Yeah, well, there was some reports in the Midlands saying that Chad was talking to Wolves about pre-contract. They were messaging the same back.
Yeah. Last summer I read that Shay had signed for about 4 clubs. In January I'd read that he'd signed for about 4 clubs. So it doesn't surprise me. He's out of contract. He's doing everything he can to be fit for tomorrow, and hopefully you'll see him on the pitch. He's a brilliant character, brilliant man, brilliant person. I love him to bits. I love what he's done for us on the pitch. In the last 2 months, 3 months, he's grown and grown, and the confidence is there, and he's been amazing. The role that he's played for the team, on and off the pitch. I have nothing but good things to say about him. Would it surprise me to see a Premier League team interested in him? No, because I've had conversations with managers that have asked about him, and I've told them he's a terrible human being and a terrible striker. So yeah, I don't know what will happen. Genuinely don't right now. We have spoken to him about our desire to keep him. I think there's so much transition and change at the club last year. There's no way Shay should have been in the last year of his contract, but I don't blame anyone right now at the club currently. So that is what it is. We have to avoid that happening again, if we can. And we'll see. It will help us hopefully get to the Premier League, and then everything will become clearer.
So you mentioned Stu there. I was going to ask you how Ian and Gavin are doing at the minute, because obviously they've been so important throughout the whole season, but now they've kind of got to watch on and they can't really have an impact on if the team goes up.
Yeah, I can't tell you how they're feeling like day to day. The people I see are supporting their teammates incredibly well, because there will be some huge sadness, frustration, anger there that they can't finish the season off with their teammates. There'll also be some fear there for sure about what happens post-injury for Stu, probably in terms of what's next and the Euros, because he needs to really try and get fit for that and represent his country like he has done over 50 times so well. And with Gavin as a young man, played a lot of football, was his first real tough period now in the game in terms of injury and coming through that, and there can be some really dark days. So they are very much part of what we do. They're in every meeting. I've sent Gavin some reading suggestions because he reads too many self-help books, so he needs to start reading some novels and switch off a little bit. I don't know if he's listened to me, although I did hear an audio book in his car today, so I hope it's one that I've sent him. So yeah, great human beings, great people, and we'll support them in every way we can, but also they're really supporting their teammates, and I think they understand the importance of this at the moment and to try and help their teammates, and I think it's a testament to their character and who they are, and they'll be in the dressing room tomorrow for sure.
What novels have you been recommending to Gavin?
I've recommended loads, but he needs to read The Alchemist first and he'll enjoy it, I think.
I did ask you a couple of questions if I can as well for the weeks to come. Adam Asgar left this week, so what's your reaction to that good young coach leaving the building? Yeah,
he's leaving for family reasons to go back up the road. His partner is expecting a baby. I don't know if I'm divulging too much information there for Adam, but everyone knows now. So he's a great guy, and he'll go back up the road, and I'm sure he'll get a really decent, good job up there because he's a really capable coach, and the 21s have grown a lot this season in terms of the way they play. So yeah, he'll be replaced by someone who we think is really suitable for that group, because we have some really talented young players, and obviously in the next week or two we'll know which league we're going to be in as well, which will mean maybe the plan changes for some of them really talented young players. So yeah, we will see. We have a constant conversation with Andy Goldie, who's very much part of that football board meeting that we have, and Mark Bitcon as well, who stepped into a bit of a different role really, with Jason going brilliantly. And yeah, so we're always in communication, and we'll wait and see on that.
Last one from me on the 21st, you had Ollie Wright as the third choice keeper on Sunday. So what have you made of him? You had a really good loan deal at Word. What have you made of him since he's come back? Yeah,
I watched their final. I was gutted for him because I really, as a Sussex boy, I wanted Worthing to go through, and bumped into Dean Hammond a couple of days before the final with Dean Wilkins. Actually, obviously both did really well here. Bumped into him in a coffee shop. We had a really good chat about football. Dean was so pleased with Ollie and the personality he brought and what he did on the pitch. And so yeah, he's had a really good loan. He's come back here. Adley and him train with us every single day, and he's had a bit more experience than Adley and in the men's game as well. And he was at Bath last year and did really well. So yeah, his third choice. I think he's really enjoying it. He doesn't stop smiling. He's a really good character, and he's a really good goalkeeper as well.
Talk a little bit about the fans and sort of what you want from them. Have you seen sort of the plans they've got for before the match? That
I have, yeah. I haven't stopped hearing about it from my 12-year-old, so he's looking forward to it.
It seems absolutely epic. Sort of, have you been involved in that sort of thing?
No, not one bit. I can't take any credit for that at all. So that's Phil and the gang here and the exec team, and they decide what they feel is best to help. Their job is to, as Phil tells everyone all the time, is to support and help the first team win as much as possible. And so I think it's a really great idea, and I hope as many people take it up as we possibly can, because yeah, for the players to see that coming in, I think it'd be really good.
I've seen those pictures from like Liverpool and Man City of them doing that sort of thing before, and it really sets the tone for those big games for them, doesn't it? Exactly.
Yeah, it was good, and then West Brom fans did something similar on Sunday. So I hope we can create our own atmosphere, and it starts at that very point from the players entering the ground and the stadium, and it carries on through the night, and hopefully we give them something to enjoy and celebrate, and continue beyond the game.
Sorry to on a negative. You talked about your conversations with Phil and the gang earlier on.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of reports earlier in the week about sort of how pressure there could be on you.
Yeah. There's pressure every day in this job as a manager. Yeah. And what paper was that in?
Mail and Telegraph.
Yeah. Yes. No need to say any more, huh?
Those conversations.
Yeah, it's true.
You're talking about things for the future. That your future's going to be here next year.
My future's going to be here until I'm told otherwise, and if I'm not going to be here, then I spend a lot of time planning on being here with the owners right now, so it'll be a lot of wasted time and a lot of wasted energy from all of us. So I really love what we're building here. I really accept that the job, you're never going to satisfy everyone, and also accept that at any point it can end. So when you start every day with the knowledge that it could be your last day, genuinely, and the fear of that and not being able to continue the work you do with the people you love and you care about and you really enjoy working with, I think it gives you a sense of humility and acceptance that that's part and parcel of it. So we're all in, we're loving what we're building. Whatever happens tomorrow night, in the next week or two, yeah, we're enjoying it, and we're building something that hopefully will be long-term successful for this football club. And we have the full backing of everyone inside the club. I really feel that, and the supporters have been fantastic. So yeah, whilst I'm here, I'll be answering your questions, and one day I won't be, and that's football and that's life. But I really didn't listen to one bit of that, because I don't read that paper and never will do.